7 minutes. I'll be there.
All right. Here we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is, let's see. I'm sorry? Yeah, I know. Listen, don't think I didn't know about it. So, all right.
You can wait.
Huh? Yeah. Listen, I was already, they sort of preempted the issue. They're not that dumb. All right. So we left off, excuse me, on Daf Mem Daled, Bays. The bottom 2 lines in the bottom today is Daf Mem Hey, Mem Vav. So should we just get the fan? Just a little. How much get the fan in here? Circulation. Warm here, right? That's weird. Sweatshirt. I think it's this. It's the light.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course we will take you. Exactly. Yeah, news.
No, I'm not
We need our HVAC guy.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, hold on.
This looks like power, but.
I'm coming. Relax. Coming.
Let's try to pick out the fan. All right. Anyway, all right. So we left off the bottom. So what are we talking about? So we'll soon see as we start reading. Let's see. So Tistayim Rabbi Yochanan Hu D'Amar Ein Mechalim. Oh, so I actually had very good props yesterday. Now, all right, I guess I'll take that. All right, here we go. $20 bill, and now
people's
actually, yeah. Oh, even better.
Holding gold coins.
I had gold coins at home. I just didn't bring it. I see a dollar something. I had some cash. I mean, all right. Oh, here we go. I'll take these. All right, here we have. We got the fives. 5 will represent the smaller denomination. Although I should have the $20 bill represents the equal a trade for these coins. And then we'll have an object. Now, so we talked about a case of a person has his crops and he's miskalel this into silver. These are silver. And he has all these silver coins. He says, no, it'll be easier than all to use silver. I'll just use one of these, gold. So there's machlokes between Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai. So we want to say that the one who says that you can't go ahead and put this onto gold, why? Because gold is a commodity, it's not currency. Okay? Now, so the Rabbi Yochanan, Hu D'Amar, he's a shita. There was a machlokes how to understand. So he was the one who says that you can't be mechalal, either take the money. The guy has all his crops, has my mice for shane. They got to go shleim. It's too heavy to schlep and eat there. I'm just going to go ahead and put onto gold. So even in that case, the machlokes. So let's say it's Rabbi Yochanan says that. Rabbi Yochanan. So Aser, top of the page. The lavas dinar but dinar. Now, a person's usher to go ahead and lend somebody a gold, right? And then take it back in 2 weeks. Why? Because as we saw earlier, or on Friday, we discussed borrowing sub, right? That a person goes ahead and borrows something, and then he gives it back 2 weeks later, and it went up in price. It could be that the reason why he's paying him more in value is because of the fact that he was able to have it for, it was a loan, and he charged interest. And therefore, since it appears like interest, you can't go ahead and lend a commodity for another commodity, right? In other words, and gold is considered to be payros, and it'll be considered to be sub, and that's why it's usher. So you see, so now what kind of dinar demai? What kind of dinar? Ilema dinar shel kesef. Every time I have silver, so dinar shel kesef. Everyone who agrees that silver, when it comes to with other silver coins, is naturally what's it called? Is naturally a coin. Everyone agrees it's a coin. It's always a coin. So there's no issue of me giving you $100 now, and then you pay me $100 in 3 weeks. That's fine. That's not sabasa. That's kesa. That's tivai. Elapshita, rather talking about dinar shel zav. That's the golden one we're talking about. Dinar shel zav. Ulaman, according to Ila Beis Hillel, if it's according to Beis Hillel, Amri Tivai Havi. It already said that it's considered to be a coin, so much to the fact that you could even take your silver money that was used to go ahead and be mischalel Ma'aser Sheni, to even go ahead and place on the gold, so it's a coin. It's elav leBeis Shammai. It's according to Beis Shammai. Shmami na Rabbi Yochanan hu damrei mechalin, and it must be Beis Shammai who holds that just like over here you can't lend it because it's considered to be payros. So too you can't take silver money of Ma'aser Sheni and be mischal that on that because it's considered to be payros. And then first Rabbi Yochanan, so the Gemara says, no, the other Rabbi Yochanan. Maybe Rabbi Yochanan says you could do it directly from the actual Ma'aser Sheni crop onto gold. Shani Havas. So why is this case different of Havas? Okay, since when it comes to cases of transactions of business, Shavina Rabbanan Kipere, we consider gold like payros. Right, so just like over there in case of gold, it can go up and down. So Gabi Hava Nami Peros, so too in the case of Hava, it's also considered to be Peros Havi. And Hachi Nami Mistaber, this is also logical. Say the also Rabbi Rabbi Yochanan, because he says in the name Rabbi Yochanan, Beferush, Afa Pisha Amra Aser Lalava is dinar b'dinar, even though it's also to go ahead and lend a dinar of gold for a dinar of gold. But one could be Maschal Ma'aser Sheni on it. Shmamina, indeed, or from there, that even though the fact that you can't go ahead and lend it, nevertheless, it's still considered to be a coin when it comes to Ma'aser Sheni. So Tashma, come and listen. Haparet Sela Mimais Ma'aser Sheni. One who goes ahead and he wants to go ahead and take now his small copper coins and turn it is part Salami Ma'is Ma'aser Sheni. And he wants to go ahead. There's so many copper coins. He wants to go ahead and take it to Yerushalayim. So Beis Shammai Yomrim B'chol Hasela Mos. So Beis Shammai says you can go ahead and redeem it all. Right? We're not worried there's going to be a loss. So Beis Hillel Yomrim and Beis Hillel said B'shekel Kasef B'shekel Mos. Only half of it you can go ahead and you only go half of it, go ahead. Say half of leave it silver. The other one you can go ahead and the entire amount. And as we can do it halfway. This way there won't be a run on or any sort of loss in terms of currency. Now, what's the point? So hash to the Beis Shammai the Gabi Prite Mechalina. So according to Beis Shammai, you can go ahead and convert. Right, you can use it and convert this copper onto silver. So the Gabi Dava, so do you have to tell me you have to go ahead and be able to convert that onto gold? So the Gemara says no. Shani Prite. So the Gemara says because gold is more of a currency than the copper. So he says no. Shani Prite. Knows over there that the reason. In other words, why if. In this case, if you're allowed to go ahead and do it, so of course you can go ahead. So why is it different than gold? So he says Shani Priti, but also the Sagi Charifi. So he said that no, that even if you might think gold is more of a currency than copper, but when the place when copper is used, it's like the most used currency. Right? Place they use pennies, it's the most used currency, and therefore, right, that's the reason why you can do it. But maybe by gold it would be different. So therefore, you would have to go ahead and teach that you can go ahead and do it onto gold. And Lishnachrina. Now we have another lashon, another version of this conversation we just had. So now this is what Rabbi Yochanan Reish Lakish talked about. So Chad Amar Machlekes, the Machlekes between Beis Hillel Shammai B'Salaim Al Dinarim. That when it goes ahead and changing the silver onto gold, the Beis Shammai Savri HaKesef. Kesef. It says the word HaKesef. Right. So it says the word HaKesef is Kesherisha like Kesef Sheni. You can go ahead and only transfer the kedusha from the Ma'aser Sheni only once to a coin, and not to a second coin. You can't first go ahead and take it to silver, and then take it to silver to another coin. We still sorry, no, opposite actually. Hakesef, kesef riba, hakesef riba. It includes, in other words, this marba. You can go ahead and do it. You put it onto nickels. You got a lot of nickels. Go ahead and make it into quarters. You got a lot of quarters. Go ahead and make it the silver dollar, whatever you want. And even a second generation kesef about payros on dinarim. But when it comes to fruits on dinarim, gold, everyone agrees that you can go ahead and designate the mischal, the actual crops onto golden dinarim. The kati kesef rishon, because that's still considered to be first generation kesef, and therefore it's 100% currency. So that's one opinion, either Rabbi Yochanan or Reish Lakish. The Chad Omar, and the other one says, After peros al dinarim nami machlokas. Even with taking for your peros directly onto golden coins is also machlokas. Ulamad yamar silayim al dinarim machlokas. And according to the opinion, it says that you can't. That even that case of machlokas. In other words, even according to base Shama, you cannot. Or is it Beis Hillel? You cannot. Beis Hillel, you cannot. Right? Oh, we just brought it here. Did we?
Yeah.
Beis Hillel, I mean, no, that was different. And even according to, yeah, right. So yeah, so even according to, right, because I'm just Beishamai lo yasad of salam denari zav and Beis Hillel matir. No, Beis Hillel. So right, Beishamai is the one who says you can't go ahead. Lo yasad of salam denari zav. Right. So even according to Beis Shammai, right? So he says in the case Ulamandim or Salam al Dinarim, Machlekes. Why is there Machlekes? And if you say you can't use the whole thing, it's because the second generation you can't go from coin to coin. So why is Amifli B'Salam al Dinarim? Why do you go ahead and bring a case from silver onto gold and forbid that? The people might think, oh, maybe because the gold is the issue, right? Leave the B'Salam al Salam. So you can't go ahead and take silver onto silver, right? So if it was just a case of silver and silver, and the Beis Shammai says he can't do it, and Beis Hillel says he could. I would have thought, I would have thought only Dafka that case, where Beis Hillel says you can't do it. But maybe if it was from silver onto gold, right? If we didn't list that case, the Beis Hillel Beis Shammai, right? Maybe Beis Hillel would have agreed to Beis Shammai that you cannot. Why? The gold, when it comes to silver, is considered to be fruits. And there you could be in the scholar. You are allowed. Fine.
I was thinking the answer.
Huh? The answer. So Tashma, come on, listen. Hapari Sela Shalmaiser Sheni B'Yushalayim. Now, one goes ahead. He has all his coins there. He wants to go ahead and break down and get some change. So Beis Shammai says, you go ahead and once again you can change the entire amount. No, you can only do half and break it down half. So hash the kaspa legabi priti machalina, right over there. So we see that you're allowed to go ahead and break down your silver into these prutas, these copper mechalinon. And over there we don't say, oh, second generation currency, you can't exchange currency for currency. So the gabi dava. So when it comes to gold, the chashiv, which is more chashiv than the copper, right? There's miamrina kasav rishon lo kasav sheni, right? What do we say? It's a kasav sheni. Obviously, we see by copper you can do kasav sheni, so it's by gold you can do kasav sheni. So Merava, Yushalayim kamasavis, right? Are you asking about Yushalayim? Shut Yushalayim. It says over there when you come to Yushalayim, spend your money. So in other words, we're only talking about exchanging your money prior to getting to Yushalayim. That's the whole conversation. But once you get to Yushalayim, you could definitely go ahead and exchange it for whatever you want, right? So therefore, whatever you desire, you can go ahead and do it. So Tashma, come listen. Hapari selling my sheni. So we had this price earlier. One goes ahead and breaks. Let's go ahead and makes it easier load. Sell mouse a ma'aser sheni. So Beis Shammai Aimrim bechol hasela. You go ahead the entire amount. Mos by the entire amount. Beis Hillel Aimrim b'shekel kesef. Right, b'shekel mos. Right. So he said over there. Beis Hillel says that you can do the full only half of it. Right. Excuse me. Beis Shammai said you can do the full amount. You can break down the full amount. And Beis Hillel says only half the amount that you can go ahead and do it. So Elo de Kuliyam Kesef Kesef Riba. Everyone says you can't do it, right? The Afilu Kesef Sheni. Eli Itamar, right? You say Rabbi Yechanan, Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Hachi Itamar. Say like this: Chadomar Machlekes b'Silayim al Dinarim. One says the Machlekes is only from silver onto gold. The Beis Shammai Savri they hold Gazrinon Shema. Isha Eliyasav, what happens. The reason why they say you can't go ahead and get divorced because they're going to say a person will go ahead and delay his being idle regal and bring his ma'aser sheni to Yerushalayim. Perhaps he's only going to have, right? We said it was 25 to 1, so perhaps he's only going to have 21 of them. So he's going to go ahead and wait. He doesn't want to waste a full 25 golden coin. So he's going to wait till he has enough more crops to go ahead and redeem that into silver to go ahead and exchange it, and therefore he's going to delay. Right? Delay delay masik. Beis Hillel Savri loy gazrinan. We're not concerned. We're not guys. Shema Yisha Eliyasav. the chilo malu, because even if he doesn't have a nami binari asik, he'll go ahead and he'll bring some dinar of silver dinar, no big deal, masiklu. Aval peiros, when it comes to fruits, al dinarim, when it comes to fruit on dinarim, divrei hakol, you want to go ahead and put out the gold, divrei hakol machalina. According to this, you could go ahead and be mischal. Why? The cave and the market, since over here the fruits are going to go ahead and rot. Like a person's not going to go delay until he has enough fruits to go ahead and be mischalet upon golden ones. So therefore, he's going to go ahead and do it immediately. We're not worried about delay, because if he delays, then his fruits is going to go bad. The other opinion is that in that case, it's a machlokes. So bish loma loach lishna demarta demidaraisa mishashari. I understand the opinion who says really mikrade midaraisa, you can go ahead and redeem the produce upon the gold. You know, midaraisa shai v'rabbanan hu degazibu, and it was the rabbanan who were guys. It was like zera, a person shema yisha, person's going to delay. That's why it says the word yasa or lo yasa, knows if he's allowed to do it, knows he can do it or not. That's the lot of yasa. Elohach lisha demarta midaraisa, knows without the point of opinion also the midaraisa, whether it can be mischalan or not. Please, it should be a more technical term, whether it's effective or not. It's a kasha. So it's a kasha according to the opinion who says that it is midaraisa. Fine, new sugya. So those of you who got lost in that sugya, A, it's understandable. You're a poor teacher. B, a very difficult sugya. So now we're around a quarter of the way, or almost a third, 30% of the way down on Mem, Hey, I'm in Bays. Actually, almost a third. No, it's less than a third. Was it? Lady? Yeah.
What happened?
No, when I said people were confused, I didn't have a good teacher. So he said,
I haven't.
"What's the dig?" Yeah, he hasn't touched his off yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there. All right, now no sugar. So let's get something else. So we had all the money out, right? We don't need the gold anymore. We can just use the kesef. Now, let's talk about. So we talk about transactions. So now another transaction is technically when I buy something from somebody. All right. So I'm buying this Tanakh from Levi. He runs a bookstore, Levi's Books, right? Very nice, unique name, right? So I go to Levi's Books and I want to buy it. So the transaction is I have money, he has the merchandise. And as we learned in the Mishnah, right, once I go ahead and pick up this, right, we have an agreement on price. Once I pick this up, basically the Zahav, right, acquires the Kasef, right? The currency is now basically, as we can see, it's due, not necessarily owned, but it is now obligated to Levi, okay? But there's another type of transaction, right? There's another transaction of, let's say I want to go ahead and buy Levi's Tanakh with my Gemara. Does my Gemara now become currency? Does it become money? It's not, right? So it's more of a barter system, right? It's like Chalipin, right? When we do Chalipin, actually technically the way it works is when I go ahead and I lift, right, the sudar, right? Technically, I'm exchanging the sudar for this, and that's why the person picks it up. He's taking the sudar of the other person, right? So it's a chalipin that's working. So the question is now, can I go ahead and do chalipin with money, right? In other words, can I say I'm bartering a book, a Tanakh, for money? And just like in one case, once I pick this up, in a case of bartering, you acquire this. So too, if Levi picks up the money, I would acquire this if Chalipin works. We're on Memheim base, third of the way down. So let's see what's going on. So Itamar. So Rav Levi Chad Omar Matbei Nasa Chalipin. The Matbei could do Chalipin. Chad Omar ain't Matbei Nasa Chalipin. No, if it's money involved, it's considered to be and it can't be a case of chalipin, or it's a case of buying as opposed to exchanging. Even as a chalipin. And I'm not my time with the because if I go ahead and I barter my $15 for your Tanakh, right? So Levi's money is on not the intrinsic value of this paper, right? Rather, the meaning behind the paper. And if tomorrow the king, or after elections, if Trump is nominated, then he'll make himself a king, and then he puts this money out of circulation, then this is useless So his whole mindset is on the value that on the mint of this coin, right? But if the mint goes nowhere, then these discs or this whatever is useless. So that's the reason why. So tonight, let's look at our Mishnah. It says Hazav koines kesef. So as our Mishnah says, gold acquires the kesef. So my lav sounds like coins for coins. My lav a chalipin is a chalipin. We can learn from Mishnah mapin as a chalipin. So our answer is low. Don't learn like that. But Dubin is taught a case of purchasing like the way we learned our original understanding of last week's. See, if that's the case, Hazav koines kesef mechayiv mebayle. So now, remember, when I pick up this Tanakh and we say Hazav koines kesef, this money actually does not become Levi, because if this money got burnt before Levi got his hands on it, we don't say that once I picked it up, the money was Levi's, and Levi's now experienced the loss. That's not how it works. Rather, what we say is that once I pick this up, I am now obligated, the old Goldberg is obligated to pay you $15. Not necessarily that you have acquired this money, but I'm chayiv. The Mishnah was talking about a cases of purchase, right? So then should use the word mechayiv, right? Mechayiv by this. So Gemara says, tells Tani Hazav mechayiv. And Hakinam says all go say they were talking about purchasing and not exchanging, or not chalipin. Maybe Tani Seva says, Hakesav ain't a koines hazav. Right, that silver does not acquire azah. So if it's talking about purchasing dava payre v'kasa tava, right? That these gold is the merchandise and the payros, and the kasef and the money is the coin. And lifting up the coins does not go ahead and acquire for the other person the merchandise. They're exchanging it. So tarvayu ligno adadi, right? It should work, Kesef and zav is zav kesef. It's my bad nasa chalipin. Then it should work either way. The other time, furthermore, we learn about kesef eina koines zav. Kesef does not go ahead and acquire zav. So what do you mean? Okay, so makalo esim chamisha dinar shel kesef dinar shel zav. If I want to go ahead and buy your gold coin off you for 25 silver coins, afal pisha mashach as a kesef, even though the seller or the guy who's receiving the silver goes ahead and makes a kin and he picks up the kasef, right? Like kana the other guy is not be kana until he goes ahead and actually lifts up the gold. So if we're talking about a case of a sale, that makes sense because you can't acquire the merchandise by lifting up the currency. But he says chalipin, you can go ahead and acquire it. So what do you say? But so rather must be talking about a sale. So the says if that's the case, a marisha. What about the ratio? It says hazav koines a kesef ketzad. So what's the case of gold acquiring silver? Ketzad machaloi dinar shel zav be'esrim chamisha dinar shel kesef. He sells him a golden coin for 25 silver coins. So Kevin Shemashach has a zav. Once he does a kinyan on the zav, nikna kesef v'kol makam shu. He acquires the kesef wherever it's at. And if we're talking about chalipin, that's what makes sense. And he acquires the money wherever it's at, because that's how chalipin works. Chalipin works. So what person makes a kinyan, the other person acquires the object wherever it's at. But if you say we're talking about damim, so hi nikne kesef. They shouldn't say he acquires the kesef where it's at. Rather, it should say he is obligated to go ahead and pay the 25 silver coins. So Ravashi, really, we're talking about a sale. It means kamoshahu. In other words, that the coins have to be basically the way that the agreement was. He says, hey, I want new coins. Now, even though older coins are better because they're more in circulation, more accepted, but he wants new coins. So nevertheless, he's obligated to give him new coins. Right? And you can't give him older coins. And even though they're better. So by time I wanted old ones, and therefore, new ones, and therefore I prefer new ones. Therefore, I obligated new ones and not just old ones. But nevertheless, the case is not discussing Khalid. And Amar Rav Papa, now Rav Papa has a new position. Afilu Laman di Amar, Ein Matbei Nasa Khalid. Miyavid Hu Delo Yavid. Khalipin. However, aknuye miknu b'chalipin. It's like this. Even though, so in the case of me and Levi, I'm going to Levi's books, and we're exchanging. So even though we say that money cannot do chalipin, that means that Levi cannot go ahead and pick up the money, and me acquire the book that way. But it could be acquired through chalipin. In other words, if we have the agreements and I make a kinyan on this, Levi acquires the money. It's now his. It's not a sale. It's chalipin. In other words, even though the money can't be the part that triggers the transaction. In other words, the one who gets the money, he can't pick up the money and get it, but rather it's the other guy is able to do a kinyan on the object, and the money, right, is then acquired through chalipin by the other guy. So it can be acquired through chalipin, but you can't use it to acquire. The money can't be the one making the kinyan. So media, just like fruits, when it comes to Nachman, as soon as there was a machlokes later on, actually how to understand chalipin, right? Everyone should really wait for the sugi until they're done, selling their chametz to, to the rabbi, just to make sure they do chalipin properly. But we'll soon see that Rav Nachman holds that you can't use fruit, right? You have to do something similar to what we learned now by a shoe, like a cleat. So it says, media havi a paler of Nachman. Peirer of Nachman, the fruits of Rav Nachman, lav afagav inu loy avdi chalipin, even though the fruits itself cannot be the one triggering or making the transaction of chalipin. That can be but chalipin, nevertheless, fruits can be acquired through a chalipin. And so too, tiboy nami, so too coins or currency loishna, it's no different. So meisave, 2 lines from the bottom, mem hey amud base. Haya I made begayrin and biyado. A person was standing in the gayrin, on the threshing floor, and he didn't have in his hand money. Now, when a person goes ahead and he's redeeming his Meiser Sheni, he has to go ahead and tack on an extra 25%, right? Or 20%, excuse me, right? He has a chemesh. Now, but if it's somebody else's, you don't have to, right? So it's like, people do the shtick with the foreclosure, right? The house is in foreclosure. I can't buy it, the bank won't take it, but if you buy it and then you give it to me, then you can get a good deal on it, right? So then, so to over here, my produce, right? I have to go ahead and redeem for an extra, an extra 20%. But if Levi comes and redeems it, he can do it for face value. So I have an idea. Levi, just do it. I'll give you the money. You go ahead and do it, and give it. Then I'll be even. I won't lose any money. So let's see. So he says, so the guy was standing in the threshing floor, and he had no money on him to redeem it. So I'm the chaver. He turns to his friend. Hare peros halu nesunin l'chav matana. Levi, good news. Today's your lucky day. These fruits are yours as a gift, right? Levi's like, okay, I see where you're going with this. Wink, wink. Here's our gift. But by the way, I'm going to head and redeem your Meiser Sheni, right? With money that I have, sheyeshi v'bayis. So here's the fruit, your Meiser Sheni. I'm giving you Meiser Sheni. Oh, and by the way, I just redeemed your Meiser Sheni. All right. So the hey Mikoli almost sheyesh v'bayis. Now Tama de biyado mos. We're on the top of Mem Vav, which is today's daf. So the reason is because he doesn't have money in his hand. Ha imesh biyado mos. But if he had, let's say, money, so likin is leidach. All right, right? But if he would have had, let's say, the money on him, right? He would have gone ahead and he would have given the money to his money to his friend, and go ahead and have him redeem it. In other words, I could have just given Levi the money, right? And Levi will take the money and redeem it. Why do I have to go ahead and give him the fruits and then redeem with my money? Just give Levi the money and have him redeem it. Right? Nothing, because this is better, because then Levi never had shaychus with the fruits at all. Now, if you want to say that a coin can go ahead and make chalipin, or it could be acquired through chalipin, right? In other words, the whole reason is I didn't have money on me, so I had to transfer my produce to Levi. But if I had money, I could have given Levi my money and have him just go ahead and redeem it. I have a better idea. Why didn't I just give Levi my money in my house through chalipin, right? So give him through chalipin. Nignei most of the half agav a sudar, right? Believe me. So my answer is the Leslie sudar. He didn't have a sudar. He wasn't wearing a shirt. He didn't have any clothing on him to go ahead and just do a kinyan sudar. Agav karka. So why did I go ahead and give him? Okay, I'm going to give you this land, and agav the land. I'm going to give you the money, even if it's a different place. So the Leslie karka when he doesn't have karka. It says only the goyin standing in a threshing place. Sounds like it's his own place. Like the goyin shena shelo is talking about threshing floor. It's not his. So where it says, I understand. I understand. So you're painting a scenario there with Torah said, he could have done chalipin, but we're talking about a case where he was naked, he had nothing on him, right? He couldn't do kinyan sudar, he couldn't do chalipin, he didn't have land. What are we talking about here? Elalav shvaminam. That must not be the case. It must be the case of rather he has all that. But why couldn't I give Levi my money through chalipin? Elalav shmamina ein mabeh nikne bechalipin shmamina. Indeed, learn here that chalipin cannot go ahead and make. Cannot acquire money through that. V'yaf Rav Papa hadar be, and even Rav Papa was chayzik. He hadar Rav Papa havilei tracer alfei dinare beikuzai. So he had money owed him. He had $12,000 sitting in beikuzai, and Aknilu Rav Shmuel bar Acha Agav, right? So save the basic. So basically what he has, he was knocking over to Rav Shmuel bar Acha, right, through basically through his house. And I was acquired part of the house, and with that he also acquired the money. In other words, they didn't want to go ahead and give the money to bring it back because they would still be chayiv. So the only way for him to go ahead was to be able to give the money to the shliach, or else it would still be the responsibility of Beit Chuzai. So, but he didn't give it to him through chalipin, right? He wasn't acquired through chalipin. He only gave it through save the basic, right? You know, it's by something basically similar to to like derech the land. You acquire the land, and agav the land, you also acquire the money. So he says when he got there, he just went all the way out to greet him, to thank him for bringing them back the money. Fine. V'chein Omar Ula, so Ula says, Ein Mapeh Nasa Chalipin, coins cannot do Chalipin. V'chein Amar Rabasi, Ein Mapeh Nasa Chalipin. V'chein Amar Rechana, Amar Rabbi Yecher, Ein Mapeh Nasa Chalipin. It doesn't make Chalipin. So Eight Sevei, smack in the middle of the page, Mem Vav Amar Aleph. Let's see, all right, 19, good. So he says, Eight Sevei, Rabbi Avali, Ayla Uxaliyu. Hare Shahayu Chamarav Apollo Toivin Oisubashuk. Now you guys got his donkey drivers, workers are like, hey, we need money, pay us now. The Amar the Shachani turns to the Shachani, of course, the boss has their money, and he turns to the Shachani, Teng li b'dinar mos. So he says, give me a dinar b'mos of smaller coins. I'll go ahead and I will pay them. And I'll go ahead and give you a dinar and also trisais or other types of coins, all right, basically above in my house. So im yeshlo mos mutter. If he has the actual money in his house, then he's allowed to go ahead. In other words, basically, it's like the value he's given out is $100, and the value he's paying him back is, let's say, 110. Okay. Now, different types of coins. Im yeshlo mos mutter. If he has the mos in his house, then it's mutter. If he lav, then it's aser. And now, if you think. Now, what's the reason why if he has in his house? Is it not because basically I'm just doing chalipin? I'm exchanging. Basically, your coins are now my coins, right? Or my coins in my house are now yours, Mr. Shulchani, and your coins sitting right here are no longer yours; they're mine. Now I can go ahead and pay my workers, right? So you see, we're doing chalipin, right? The chalipin, that's how it's working. That's what it is. If he has in his house, it works. Otherwise, it'll be usher. So Ishtik, he was quiet. It's a good kasha. Samarle, he says no. Maybe we're talking about over here, right? The lega tuva. Now we're talking about it wasn't necessarily a coinage, right? Rather, we're talking about that they were not minted. There was something that was not necessarily a matbeya that is not currency yet, right? Therefore, they're both peiros and that's the reason why the chalipin worked. And so Amalei says, it says Diktani Yafa dinar utraces. So it says over there that it was worth a dinar traces. It doesn't say it was. Dinar Yafa traces. It doesn't say it was dinar and a traces. Rather, it was saying it was worth a dinar and a traces. So Shravina, indeed, we're talking about that he wasn't actually giving currency. He was giving something worth that amount in, in unminted coins. And right, we're talking about money. And other in discs and came at the East Lane. There's the case of when a person has the actual if he's doing one for the other, but if I have it in my house, then we say it's mutter because basically I'm just exchanging you that which I have in my house for what you have here, and therefore that would work. So Tashba, 4 lines in the bottom, call it Nasim, Nasid Damim, the Acher, anything that's considered, we'll soon see what this line means. Couple more, 2 more minutes, 1 second. Let me just, all right, so let's go a little more. So Omar, Rabbi Amar Puna, Makarli Be'elu. Person turns to somebody else and he says, sell me, and I was almost going to Mark's point, right? Some of these items, and he's holding the coins here, sell me this, whatever item it is. So Makarli Be'elu, Vikana, he acquires it. V'yesh alav oh no. However, when he is able to go and inspect the money, right? He does have right now. He can turn out make sure that's he's not getting ripped off. So kana afagav delay mashach. So he acquires it even though he is not named Mashiach. The cave delay copied kana that since he's not mapid actually about he acquires it. The chalipin dami, particularly chalipin v'yesh lavana. In other words, that just like a chalipin, right? There's not an exact, right, because he doesn't really have it, to be inspected. There's no inspection. So too, when he says sell me for these, that would work similar to chalipin. And as long as it's not more than a sixth off, then you would not be able to go ahead and be chayzer. All right, we'll stop here. The top. Everyone have a wonderful day. And I did. I don't know if I sent out to the. I didn't send out to. I did send out to. Thank you.